So this is a weird one. I'm an Australian, Finnish Australian. Sometimes, this time, I like to lean a little bit more on the, don't worry, I'm actually Finnish, guys. But Australian born and raised. So I thought maybe I could sit down as an Australian, share the Australian point of view, perhaps give a little bit of insider knowledge into the Australian mind. What was going on with the Australian showing at the Olympic breakdancing? I thought it could be a bit of fun. We could sit here, go through the routine, break it down a little bit. I don't know if you've seen it, but if you haven't, good luck. And not just because it's a little bit hard to watch, but because it is quite literally hard to watch. It's impossible, actually. Try to find it. Look it up. Try to find the full routine on the internet. There's like some news coverage. They've got a couple of clips of Raygun hopping around a little bit or something. They're busting out one of these. I don't know if you know, but that's just how we greet each other in Australia. But if you want to watch the full routine, you cannot find it because the Olympics are coming for you and they're not mucking around. I just wanted to have a fun little reaction video, but I fear for my livelihood because apparently it's not just Australia that's a little bit embarrassed by these funny, goofy dance moves. It's the Olympics themselves. They want to erase this dance from existence. It didn't happen, all right? You imagined it. The Olympics are trying to gaslight the entire world into believing that this goofy performance just simply never happened. In fact, better yet, breakdancing in the Olympics. Apparently that's being ditched. That's not even coming back. Raygun's Olympic breakdancing video is getting erased from the internet. Here's why. Viral footage of Raygun, the Australian Olympic breakdancer, is disappearing online and for a surprising reason. It was her described kangaroo moves that captured internet gold thanks to memes and viral videos. Look, it's not. It wasn't just the kangaroo moves, though they were pretty good. My favorite is the just kind of wriggling around on the ground. That's some Olympic level stuff. Okay, but why? Why is it being removed? Despite the viral nature of the performance for Australia, footage of her kangaroo moves are becoming harder to find thanks to the IOC, International Olympic Committee. It has been aggressive in copyright striking accounts that reposted videos and images, even images, from various Olympic events, ranging from Raygun's competitions to 2024's opening ceremony. So, what? Okay, we're saying it's not just Raygun. I find it a little bit hard to believe because, you do see other stuff from the Olympics. But straight up, social media users who did share Olympic videos on their accounts later found their posts removed, accounts locked, and emails in their inboxes citing takedown requests from the IOC and the Olympics due to violations of the DMCA, which is pretty hardcore. So they're coming after people who are posting videos, but even photos of the situation, frankly, as an Australian hopping around like a kangaroo, I'm scared that that's enough. I get that they're trying to keep their own copyright on it, but I just feel like it's a cultural phenomenon, and at that point, you got to hand over the reins. The people deserve to see what Australia had to show. But maybe you've seen clips before they were taken down. Honestly, I can't help but think I'm less interested in the actual Olympic performance, for which she scored 0 points, by the way. I'm more concerned with how she got there in the first place. How did Raygun qualify for the Olympics? Is she really the best Australia has to offer? Lucas Merry is a breaker who has competed, performed, taught and judged breaking competitions over the past 25 years. He says the answer to that question is simple. There was a qualifier and a lot of other events. She won those battles fair and square and won the qualification in Sydney. And it wasn't really a surprise to anyone. She's been fairly consistent, winning or coming second or third at a lot of breaking events in Australia for the last 5 to 10 years. What, so she just decided once she gets to the world stage, now's her chance. Let's show them what I've really been cooking up. Enough of here with the regular cool breakdancing moves. Now's the time. The people have to see the kangaroo hop. They're ready. They weren't, but... So that doesn't help at all. How does that explain anything? Mary said there was nothing out of the ordinary about Raygun's performance. Are you serious? Nothing out of the ordinary. It's not like gymnastics where there's a kind of agreed upon standard. It's always had a rawness to it. It's always had an improvisational kind of quality. And I think looking different and trying different stuff has always been celebrated. And I think Raygun, in a way, was just expressing a core kind of hip-hop trait in a way a lot of breakers do. So, okay, he described her efforts as bold. I thought, and this is how I judge a lot of breaking events, I thought, oh, She's making some really interesting choices to mimic Australian animals. Yeah. But I don't know if that was the job. You know, if that's the point, it kind of makes me question, like what even is breakdancing? Ironically, I think she probably has the actual answer. Some people are saying she has a PhD in breakdancing. I don't even know what that means. I think actually she has a PhD in cultural studies, and her thesis was titled Deterritorializing Gender in Sydney's Breakdancing Scene, a B-girl's experience of b-boying. Either way, I'm sure she is more qualified than either of us to explain what breakdancing is, and I think that just means none of us really know what breakdancing is. If rolling around on the floor and jumping around like a kangaroo actually counts. Although, there's something to be said for the fact that she did get a 0, so I don't know. To me, I've always kind of thought like breakdancing, bust out some sick moves. You know, as a kid, breakdancing was always like the coolest form of dancing because it had sick moves. It kind of feels like the standard. In order for it to be called breakdancing, it kind of needs to be cool, which I guess is heavily subjective. So there's people backing her up saying, hey, cool to who? I reckon some people are thinking this one kind of cool. But then the judges ultimately decide and make us feel like maybe we're not so crazy. Maybe they're not the coolest dance moves in the breakdancing scene. You know what's crazy about this? It is such a phenomenon. The Australian Prime Minister chimed in. He's got something to say about it. This is big news, not just for memes, but for politics. Get your account taken down and locked for talking about it. Australian Prime Minister being like, all right, Anthony Albanese breaks his silence. We've all been waiting. We've been sitting by our TVs, flicking through the news. What is he talking about? Like, what is this? Geopolitics? The economy? We don't care. The Australian people want to know what you have to say about the breakdancing lady. Tell us, what is the Australian government's stance on the girl who was doing the kangaroo moves at the Olympics? All right. What did he say? Australian political leaders have leapt to the defense of Rachael Gunn. 36-year-old known as Raygun failed to score a point while breaking made its debut and ultimately finale, I think, as an Olympic sport in Paris on Friday. All right, here he is. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese commended Gunn when asked about criticism of her routine. Raygun had a crack. Good on her. And a big shout out to her, he told reporters in Adelaide on Sunday. Had a crack? Good on her. I feel like it's fair to give someone a pat on the back for having a crack, getting out there, giving something a go. But this is the Olympics. You know, it's kind of like the whole world's moment to show, I guess, to themselves, to any aliens that happen to be watching, what the whole world, what the entire Earth is capable of. Like this is like the best and the best of the best of humanity's capability. Sure, it's good that she had a crack, but that's something I could do. I could get out there and have a crack. I don't know how to breakdance, but if that's all that's required, I feel like maybe we should be setting our standards a little bit higher when deciding who to send to the Olympics. That is the Australian tradition of people having a go. And she had a go at representing our country, and that's a good thing. Well, it's a thing, whether they've won gold medals or just done their best. And that's all we asked for. It's the participating that is really important, which is what we say to people like trying things out, you know, for the first time or two. You know, little Timmy giving his best on athletics day. You know, he had a crack. He had a go. And that's all we can really ask for, isn't it? Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen quoted Taylor Swift, "Let the haters hate and let's just get on and celebrate our Olympian success." That doesn't feel like a Taylor Swift lyric. I don't know. I guess I'm not a big Taylor Swift guy. So I missed that song about the Olympics. I love her character, and I feel disappointed for her that she has come under the attack that she has. Yeah, attack is a bit harsh. It is funny though, as long as we're allowed to laugh. Look, I don't want to turn on the camera and be a bad guy. I don't want to turn on the camera and attack someone for doing a funny dance. That's great. It's fantastic. Actually, I am upset with you, dear viewer, who is attacking Raygun for this. It's fantastic. It's great. That is just great content. You know, yeah, sure. You know what? I take it all back. It was a good thing that we sent her to the Olympics. The Olympics they're always just serious. It's always just about people showing off, being really cool, amazing the world with pure, raw, unadulterated talent. Give me a bit of this. We need more of this. I think it's funny. It's good entertainment. It's, if anything, I will go as far as to say a little bit baffling that it happened. I just think it really just comes down to someone here who doesn't completely understand breakdancing. Maybe it's us. Maybe it's the judges. Maybe it's her. We may never know. I have a theory, but we can't be sure. We can't be certain. All we can be certain of is that it is pretty funny, and I wish it were easier to actually watch. I wish we could have watched it today. But alas, it must simply live on in our memories. Thank you, Raygun. Not necessarily for making Australia look cool, but sometimes it's not about being cool. It's just about putting on a good show. And what are we doing here if we're not just trying to have a good time? The answer may be unethical conduct. So this news came in a letter addressed to the Prime Minister. Raygun has been accused of manipulating the Olympic selection process to her own advantage. Yeah, so this only came out after I recorded the video, but the letter includes unverified claims that Raygun denied funding to a group of incredibly talented and underprivileged youth, and alleges that Raygun defeated phenomenal breakdancers and won her own qualifier. She's apparently manipulated the entire selection process. Now, we don't know if any of this is true, but if it is, I take it back. Not as funny anymore. A little bit less chuckle-worthy, and maybe it is a bit of a serious topic. What? It just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Okay, check out this video that I just put out recently. It's a bit of a doozy. A big one. It's a big ol' honkin' video.